Slam Dunk stayed with me throughout middle school. We were discussing the plot at any time in school. It was also because of Slam Dunk that I fell in love with the sport of basketball. Today I will introduce to you the main characters of this anime. 1. Sakuragi Hanamichi, I am a genius, never give up. Sakuragi Hanamichi has red and curly hair. I am a genius is his mantra. Sakuragi played basketball because he had a crush on Keiko Akagi, but when he really entered the world of basketball, he fell in love deeply. After taking up the sport of basketball, from being blind with the ball and leaving the field with 5 fouls, to becoming a god in a national competition, we saw Sakuragi's growth and the power of love. Sakuragi, I am a genius, that is, spiritual encouragement. Regardless of his innate physical fitness, just look at his attitude in the face of failure, never give up, which is particularly valuable. In reality, when we face difficulties, we first avoid them and never dare to face them directly. Sakuragi uses this sentence to constantly motivate himself. It doesn't matter if I can't dribble, I can practice. It doesn't matter if I can't rebound. I can practice. It doesn't matter if I can't lay up. It doesn't matter if I can't shoot. I can still practice. Regardless of the game on the field or the training off the field, regardless of success or failure, Sakuragi will shout, I am a genius. 2. Akagi Takenori, dominate the country. Akagi's dream is to dominate the country. Akagi trains relentlessly for his dream. No matter whether the Shohoku basketball team is strong or weak, he never gives up, let alone loses his dream. Shohoku did not win the national championship, but being able to defeat the former national champion Sannos also fulfilled Akagi's dream in disguise. Akagi had the opportunity to compete with the best center in Japan, and Shohoku had the opportunity to compete with the All-Japan champion team. During the battle between Xiangbei and Hainan, the words he said in the locker room before the battle are still vivid in my memory. Akagi was injured and left the field during the game. In order to fulfill his own dream, he still played in the game, despite Kaiser's dissuasion. He performed as if he was not injured. At that time, Hainan head coach Gao Tu said something, his mental strength has surpassed his physical body. Akagi's spirit not only moved Sakuragi and his opponent Hainan, but also moved all of us viewers. A person can give everything for a dream, and a person can let the spirit transcend the body for a dream. 3. Rukawa Maple, the proud son of the sky. He is handsome, plays basketball well, has money in his family, and is a typical example of being rich and handsome. A man who is omnipotent on the court and gives Hainan Gao Tu coach a headache, but he has a fatal flaw, poor physical strength and likes to play alone. When he faced the former national champion Sanwang in the national competition, he was stared at by the opponent's ace players, completely unable to score by his own ability, dared to recognize his own shortcomings, and gradually cooperated with his teammates, and finally gave Sakuragi Hanamichi the winning chance. This pass is of course very exquisite, but with Rukawa Kiid's previous personality, even if faced with a 3-man defense, he would still choose to shoot rather than pass. Although he and Sakuragi bicker and fight everywhere, in my opinion, there is more of a feeling of heroes cherishing heroes. When Sakuragi was stuck in a foul against Xiangyang, Akagi encouraged Sakuragi in a positive way, but Rukawa Fong did the opposite and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" Thoroughly inspired Sakuragi's fighting spirit. 4. Mitsui Sho, the prodigal son will never change his life. Mitsui can be said to be omnipotent, once the proud son of heaven. His free-handed three-pointers frightened his opponents. Gods will made him decadent for a while due to injuries, and finally knelt down in front of Coach Anchi and said that sentence, "Coach, I want to playing basketball," has touched countless people. Mitsui, who returned to the basketball team, made a complete break with the past and regained his ambitions. I think of Malbai's lyrics, "Whoever hasn't lived up to a few expensive times, everyone will have decadent times. But as long as we are like Mitsui, don't forget our dreams and get back on track, we can still make a difference." 5. Miyagi Ryota, the neglected short genius. If Sakuragi strengthens himself through continuous hard work and training, then Miyagi works harder and harder than Sakuragi. Sakuragi's physical talent is the best in the play. There is a fatal flaw, short stature, which is a great disadvantage in basketball games. Look at the people he defended in the game: Xiangyang's Tingjin Kenji, Hainan's Jindaichuan County No. 1 Mu Shinichi, Lingnan Xiandao Akira. All 3 of them are taller and stronger than him. Miyagi needs to put in more effort and sweat to defend these people during the game. In the game against Lingnan Xiandao played the starting point guard. He used his height advantage to overwhelm Miyagi Ryota and frequently made fouls. Duan maximizes his speed advantage, frequently impacts Lingnan's defensive formation, reads the game in real time, and when he sees that Sakuragi has the ability to score inside, he frequently passes the ball to Sakuragi, and adjusts Xiangbei's main attack point in time. 6. Mitsui Hisashi. Little people can also have big effects. Mitsui has always been a peacemaker in Slam Dunk, helping Akagi manage the team to deal with conflicts between players. In the play, his sense of presence is very low, and he is a very inconspicuous little person. It was such a little person who defeated Lingnan in the game against Lingnan, which was a failure caused by Lingnan head coach Shigechi Tauka's contempt for little people. Let me say more here. Mitsui's lore three-pointer against Lingnan, from his throw to the final goal, dragged on for a whole episode. It made me feel painful and tormented. It was this lore three-pointer that made me remember lived this humble little man. It was this three-pointer that taught me that I must always be prepared and have the ability to seize the opportunity when it comes. All players in Xiangbei have their own shortcomings, and no player is perfect. All these shortcomings and all imperfections have created the most perfect of them and the most perfect team. Slam Dunk has too many distinctive characters. In fact, there are still many characters that have not been written, such as Jun Wozumi, Nobunaga Kyoto, Ashen, Kenji Tengma. It was also a whim, and I remembered the cartoons that accompanied me in middle school. For me, Slam Dunk is not just a cartoon, it is a very precious memory of my childhood.